Hello there.
In the last video, Jimmy started the pyramid scheme, but now it's time to move on to bigger and better things, such as dodgeball. Anyway, I decided to go get Jimmy some fresh drip from the school store because having drip is guaranteed to have you drowning in pussy. I then meet the school chef, who is an absolutely stunningly beautiful woman. Just look at that woman, any man would be lucky to have her. She then asks Big Jimmy to sneeze a little bit into the school food. Gordon Ramsay would absolutely love the school food here. She asks Big Jimmy to get some things for her and tells Jimmy to take her bike. So I head over into town to grab some meat that expires at midnight, a razor blade and some underwear. I give her the things she needed and I get paid $15. The English teacher turns out to be an alcoholic and the maths teacher is about to snitch on the alcoholic English teacher. Big Jimmy does the right thing, which is to help Mr. Galloway get rid of the evidence. Mr. Galloway is also a top G because when he gives Jimmy a bottle, he just pulls out another one. Mr. Galloway is the real top G. I then collect 3 bottles of the finest alcohol that Mr. Galloway has left lying around the school. I give all the bottles to Miss Phillips, who then gives the alcohol to homeless Chuck Norris. Miss Phillips also gives me a camera, so I decide to take a few dick pics later back at the boys' dorm. Before going to bed, I make out with my cute little redhead girlfriend. When I wake up in the morning, I make out with my cute little redhead girlfriend again before completing my first shop class. I then head into town with my new bike and this rich girl called Pinky wants me to help her get in front of the line at the cinema. Also, this movie is literally called Sequel the Movie and apparently this movie means everything to her. I steal some fella's bike to get him out of the line and then I unfortunately have to get that fat bitch out of the way, and well, the less said the better. I then threaten to snitch on the 2 fellas holding hands because being homosexual, unironically, is a big no-no. After helping Pinky get in front of the line, she has the audacity to call me a brokey. You're fucking poor! I then head down to the boxing club that I was invited to at the end of the last video to let some trust fund kids catch these hands. First, I beat Chad like he was a disobedient slave on the cotton fields, trying to escape. My second opponent is Justin, who looks like a closeted homosexual, but he at least put up a better fight than Chad. My final opponent is Parker, who looks like a closeted Russian. Just look at his facial structure, it just screams Russian. Anyway, he has put up the best fight for Big Jimmy in these boxing matches. My reward is a beach house, so the fun was worth it. Big Jimmy then gets a hair transplant for $15 at the barber's, which is relatively cheap. Jimmy then purchases himself an aquaberry sweater and vest so that he can fit in more with the rich kids. The rich kids then try to sell me their Ponzi scheme, but I tell them that I know that it's a scam aimed at poor people. And then they tell me to get some eggs so that they can egg the maths teacher's house to get revenge for the alcoholic English teacher. I get the eggs and Gary shows up making false claims that I said Tad's father sells Avon. I then make my escape because Gary manages to make the rich kids turn against me. Sometimes it's good to give back to society, so I do some lawn mowing at the park. I then meet with Pinky again and her date is late, so she decides to go on a date with Jimmy to the carnival instead. At the carnival, they're already holding hands, so that's amazing because Jimmy will definitely be all up in that rich girl pussy. I then take Pinky on the squid ride so that I can hear her scream before she screams in bed later. I then show Pinky another reason why they call Big Jimmy several times until I take her on the roller coaster to hear her scream again before she screams in bed later tonight. I then give her a teddy bear because girls love presents, and then she gives Jimmy a blowjob behind a dumpster. Later I give Chuck Norris an improvised explosive device and then he teaches me how to sweep the leg. Big Jimmy then ironically acts like a homosexual by kissing a dude twice before beating up the guy he just kissed twice. I then accept an errand to egg the girls' dorm, and then after I egg the girls' dorm, I accept an errand to egg the boys' dorm. Big Jimmy is paying on both sides so that he comes out on top regardless. Jimmy is such a pimp that he has pictures of all his bitches on his wall. Before I do anything else, I make out with my main bitch Christy because I love cute little redheads. Then I destroy some brokies in a game of dodgeball because that's what Big Jimmy does regularly. Pete looks depressed and I ask him what's wrong, and it turns out that he has lost all of his wealth and now he can't even get an erection. Anyway, he tells me that there's a bike race about to happen win, so I tell him that Big Jimmy is gonna plow through some minorities in the race. My girl Christy is there to support Big Jimmy in the race. As many people know, I'm the biggest racist there is, so I easily win this race without any trouble. I go to collect my trophy for winning the race, but some rich kid steals it, so I beat the fuck out of him and his buddies. I then make out with my cute little redhead girlfriend before I take my first photography class, where all I did was run around the school taking photos of banners. The biology teacher is jealous of Darby's Venus flytrap, so he asks me to take care of it, and Big Jimmy is a lot like me because his first idea is to kill Darby and not the plant.
Do I make myself clear?
Very clear, sir. You want me to kill Darby Harrington? Yeah, I'll get right on that.
Not the boy, the plant boy! Kill the plant!
I proceed to kill Darby's plant using chemical warfare, and the preps aren't too happy and they try to beat me up, but I use chemical warfare on them by spraying dangerous chemicals directly into their respiratory system. I then go to Yum Yum Market and the shopkeeper gives me free eggs so that I can egg Tad's house. For some reason, I'm bringing Russell along with me. Anyway, I get to Tad's house and throw a few eggs through some of his open windows. Big Jimmy then encounters the gym teacher leaving a sex shop with pornographic magazines. The perverted gym teacher then starts talking about how he's looking for naughty boys.
I'm looking for naughty boys!
FBI, open up!
He then asks me to collect laundry from the girls' dorm and that he'll pay me to keep quiet about his perverted activity. I then sneak into the girls' dorm through the attic like a sex offender. I get caught right away because I wasn't being sneaky enough, so I climb back into the attic like a sex offender. Big Jimmy gets the first pair of panties and then hides in the closet until it's safe to go into the next room where Jimmy's cute little redhead girlfriend is. I collect the rest of the panties and then a little girl spots me and freaks out by pulling the fire alarm. I then deliver the laundry to Mr. Burton and he pays me $30. That's enough for at least 3 OnlyFans subscriptions. I catch up with Pete and he's still struggling to get an erection. He tells me that boxing the Preps boxing champion would help him get an erection again, so I head straight to the boxing gym to challenge their champion Biff. Big Jimmy beats the fuck out of Biff, of course, because Big Jimmy's unmatched perspicacity coupled with sheer indefatigability makes him a feared opponent in any realm of human endeavour. Big Jimmy then starts bragging about his huge penis after knocking out Biff, and Darby shows up and runs away, scared, whilst I beat up his buddies on my way to finally meet Darby. I then start beating Darby like I was his dad after 5 cans of Stella. I then lock the room so it's just me and him in here, and I finish beating him like I was his dad after 10 cans of Stella. I have now successfully asserted my dominance over the rich kids with my unmatched perspicacity coupled with sheer indefatigability. Pete can now finally get an erection again, and he has managed to start growing his wealth back up again by selling a Ponzi scheme on the internet. One of the fellas who are compensating for the small penises then asks Big Jimmy for help because the leader of the small penises needs help. Anyway, that's the end of the video. I hope you enjoyed. Like and subscribe, and remember to commit at least 5 war crimes a day.